Love, Death and Robots is an interesting anthology of standalone shorts that span genres such as fantasy, horror, and comedy. Tales ranging from the comically absurd to alternate timelines. Created by Tim Miller and executive produced by himself, David Fincher, Jennifer Miller, and Joshua Donen. Each episode is produced by different animation studios from around the world and is a showcase of various art styles, with Blur Studios being the mission control center, ensuring things run smoothly. However, what ties the anthology together are three key themes: love, death, and robots. There are many fantastic episodes in this anthology, such as Good Hunting, Sonny's Edge, The Witness, Ice, Bad Traveling, and Jabaro. Just to name a few, but the episode that resonates with me the most is Robert Valley's adaptation of Alistair Reynolds' Zima Blue. Reynolds' story Beyond the Keeler Rift was adapted earlier in season 1, and the reactions were so freaking funny. So finding that he also wrote Zima Blue was very refreshing. The story explores themes such as art consumerism, the lengths you will go for your art, and most importantly, purpose. On a personal level, it helped me reassess how much I was willing to give of myself for creating art through videos and editing. I feel lucky that I can create without restriction or someone breathing down my neck who has never even touched pen to paper or put in days of their life for a certain shot. So you can imagine how animators are treated by executives and by proxy, the public. This episode speaks to the soul of anyone who creates or wants to create. The episode begins with a reporter named Claire who has been invited by the mysterious Zima Blue for an interview. He's at the height of his artistry, creating art that no one has ever seen before. He's bigger and better every single time. But he reveals to Claire that he's retiring.
My search for truth has led me here, to what will be my final piece.
Which surprises Claire because he's at his zenith so far. We move through the literal evolution of Zima's journey as an artist, beginning in portraiture and then seeking the cosmos itself. He creates murals bigger than him, bigger than rooms, bigger than populations and planets. His creation is only limited by himself and inspired by life around him. However, he's still dissatisfied. Zima is the central focus of the story. The artist himself who chooses to tell his story, linking back to his evolution as an artist.
I've invited you here because I want you to help me tell my story.
Zima had to evolve to see what had never been seen before, an experience that could only be dreamed of through cybernetic enhancements. In this universe, cyberpsychosis doesn't work, so he kinda got it easy compared to people in Edge Runners. Highly recommend, by the way. Then comes the twist of the episode. Long ago, a young inventor created robots to perform simple tasks around the house. And she was fond of the robot that cleaned her pool. She continued to develop the robot to the point where it was able to make its own decisions and understand color. The inventor eventually died, but the cognitive function she gave the robot remained, while it was passed on to the next owners for other tasks, aka Zima. The first color that Zima ever saw was the Zima Blue tiles of the pool, and for his last piece of art, he's returning to that pool and his first state. The part that spoke to me the most was the reason why Zima would return to his simple life after centuries of unimaginable success. As Zima's work and himself became more successful, the crowd became more exclusive, and even those with no interest in art recognized his name. But in the end, Zima decides to return to his simple reason for creating, to extract
some simple pleasure from the execution of a task well done. My search for truth is finished at last.
This way of thinking is my approach when I find myself being overwhelmed with thoughts and ideas, especially when I'm creating things like this. For me personally, my simple reason for writing and creating is because I enjoy it. I draw inspiration from things that inspired me as a kid, like gaming, films, music, and life itself. So when I remind myself of this simple reason, everything seems to feel easier. and my anxiety just fades away. I can just be myself and represent myself while always leaving space to learn from life. Without these simple reasons, I wouldn't think of creating anything because I wouldn't be able to put myself into the things I create. Therefore, I remind myself to just enjoy it. And that's what Zima Blue meant to me. Thank you so much for your support on Volume 1. A long time coming. Really, really long time coming. I'm excited to share more thoughts and insights in Volume 2. I think it's going to be quite different compared to Volume 1. Volume 1 was more animation based. I have some exciting things to release, so if you're interested, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications as well because, I want you to see what I've made. I'm pretty happy about them, so like and subscribe, and I will see you very, very soon. Peace.